Hi there, this is John Stacy. Welcome to This Week at GAMA Expo. Today is St. Patrick's Day, so those of you like myself who are Irish American, or Irish Extract, or Irish Jason, or Irish whatever for the day, I wish you all a happy St. Patrick's Day. Sláinte to your health. So this is the first this week after GAMA Expo. It's been a really busy couple weeks. Well, it's been 2 weeks already. We just recovered from the con crud, like myself, being out for a few days, and then doing some more traveling and just catching up on things. So a lot to talk about this week. Starting off with the Expo recap. So we're talking, those of you who were there know this was our biggest GAMA Expo ever. We had almost 3,500 attendees, which was a 26% increase over last year. The exhibit hall had 350 exhibitors, massive. And then we had over 200 hours of peer-to-peer seminars, networking events, receptions, conversations about imports and tariffs, talking about how to run your business better. It was just an amazing week. A lot of great feedback about it. We're busting at the seams at Louisville. It's funny, we were just chatting about this, that when we made the plans for moving to Louisville in 2019, we had 1,680 attendees at the show. And we doubled that size in the few years since we made the decision to move out of there. And now we're looking forward to moving to the next, which I'll talk about a little later in the update here. But it was a really good week. A lot of powerful networking, people working together, learning about new games. And so I'm sorry if you missed it, but as part of make sure we were making this accessible and engaging for people, we recorded close to 70 hours of seminars. And so we're in the process of going through and editing those now. We're going to be rolling out the videos there by the end of this month, hopefully we're on track to launch our new GAMA Resource Hub on April 1st. That's not a joke. We're going to do it on April 1st. But on that site, there'll be our videos on demand you can watch. So like a Netflix style. I need more sleep, which is cool. So much to do. But a Netflix style platform, but it'll also have documents on there, PDFs. Our white papers will be posted on there. We'll have recordings of some of more of our seminars, our work groups, our resource documents, our membership directories will be on there. It'll be a nice one-stop shop to go find all the resources for GAMA has to offer, rather than trying to unpack their website individually. We're creating the central resource for that. And so David, our education manager, is taking the lead on this, and he's moving full steam ahead on that. And we're excited to have that out here by April 1st. Up next, talking about is we're doing board elections. It happens every spring, as you know. And so the ballots went out last week to the designated representative for each company. So you're saying, hey, I didn't get a ballot. Well, you need to check with the person from your company who's designated as the voting member, because our members are companies, not individuals. And so your membership is through the company that you work for. And so talk to your designated representative saying, hey, did you get the ballot? If not, make sure you reach out to me. The deadline is March 19th to cast your ballot. We'll make sure everybody has a chance to vote. Up this year are all 6 seats on the board of directors. Every 2 years, there's a 2-year term. And so every other year, people are up. And so we've got like 35 candidates running among the 6 categories. So it's a lot of people running. The ballot will be just for your individual division. So if you're a retailer, I think there are 15 candidates for the 3 positions that are on the retail board. And then they in turn will select a person who goes on the main board. And then the 5 divisions have between 2 and I think 6 candidates running based on the category it is. So make sure you look at the ballot, make sure you think about it and ask who do you want to represent you on the board of directors, and cast your ballot by March 19th. Results will be announced at the March 20th board meeting. So make sure you're welcome to tune in for that. Information on how to attend the board meeting is in the members newsletter this week. We'll also be live streaming it on the Facebook group for GAMA members who want to just tune in that way to listen to it. So again, a lot happening with board elections, team retail elections, and then our board meeting on the 20th of this month. Up next, we'll talk a little bit about the rebranding. Last week, we sent out a survey to members asking them for the thought and input on how we should be positioning GAMA as the leader of our industry. As you know, the game manufacturer's name was created 47 years ago when we were formed by publishers and manufacturers. The nomenclature has changed in the 4 decades since then. And we want to update that to reflect who we are now as an industry and how GAMA can be the epicenter of the tabletop gaming industry. And so we want member feedback on that. We understand that the survey went out, had some problems, that it was very closed. It wasn't a lot of open-ended opportunities to give feedback and comments. And so if you want to share things in addition to what's in that instrument, please email me directly. And that's john.stacy@gama.org. That's john.stacy. There's no E in my last name. Thank you for putting that up there. Please email me if you have additional feedback or comments that you'd like to add for the rebranding. We definitely want to make sure we're being receptive to those ideas, come with a brand, a name that matches who we are today and where we'll be over the next 10 or 20 years. So I encourage you to be involved in doing that. And then also we'll talk a little bit about the Origin Awards. So we know that's coming up. We have it's still a little over under 100 days until the ceremony in June. We have the finalists are now been revealed. It's on our website. You can go there and see that. It's been sent out to our media members and media partners who've been promoting it. A lot of phenomenal games have been nominated for finalists for this year in the 12 categories. And so come and join us at Origins in June and see who the winners are. Now, we're also going to be live streaming that award ceremony, so you can watch it online if you can't make it to the ceremony. I do encourage you to do that, and we'll have media releases going out immediately afterwards talking about who the winners are. So congratulations to all the companies who are selected as finalists by the jury members. This is unique. This is actually a peer-reviewed award. A lot of the other awards in the industry, they're great awards, but this is the one that's truly representing our industry because it's our members who are voting on who their peers are doing in these games. So we appreciate that. And then lastly, I want to talk about the site selection committee. I mentioned at the top of this broadcast that we're busting at the seams in Louisville. We've known for a while. So we created a site selection committee. Actually, it's been almost 2 years now. We know we were moving to Louisville, that there were some problematic issues for a lot of our members for attending Louisville in general, but also the space was a consideration. And if you look at, we doubled the size of the show in that time since leaving Reno. We knew that we had to be thinking proactively about where the show's going and where membership is going over the next 10 years. And so over the last 2 years, the committee has met numerous times. They did a lot of criteria. They sent out FRPs to over, I think, 30 cities that we sent out to ask them for putting bids in for data availabilities that had large enough meeting space, that had exhibit halls that could handle our exhibitors, as well as left hotels that were adjacent or attached to the convention center. And so we narrowed that down to about 10 cities who submitted responses, had dates that worked for us. We kept winning that down. Now we're down to 3. So the final 3, we announced this at GAMA Expo leading up to it. We talked about it a lot at GAMA Expo. And so those 3 cities are in alphabetical order: Baltimore, Chicago, and Minneapolis. And those are 3 cities we feel that have the capacity to hold our show next 5 to 10 years as we continue to grow and develop. And so the current process is the committee is going to meet again in April, and in the 2 weeks, excuse me for a second. And they're going to review the final proposals from the 3 cities. We have a matrix, how we're scoring them. We'll look at the scores, and then we will come together and make a recommendation, which then I will take to the board of directors with my recommendation of where we're going to go. The board will then have the opportunity to give their feedback. But again, this is a staff decision because it's contracts and it's operations. And so I'll be making my recommendation to the board of where we're taking the show once we finish our contract in Louisville. It'll be one of those 3 cities. And then we'll be making an announcement probably in May after we finish the contracts, because we're not going to announce, hey, we're moving so-and-so, and then the contract falls through and we're stuck. And so that's not going to happen. We're being professional here. And once the contracts are signed, we'll make announcements probably by the end of May, be 1st of June, where the location begin once we finish the contract in our obligation in Louisville. So again, that's a lot to cover, but we haven't done this in a couple of weeks because of GAMA Expo. I want to thank everybody who came out to GAMA Expo. Excuse me, I'm still a little hoarse, and next time I'm recovering from traveling and then getting the con credit and all the fun stuff. So, but we're full steam ahead now to Origins, which is a little over 100 days away. The team is pivoting. We're working on that. We're working on our education programs. We have some cool, exciting things coming up for this fall. We'll be announcing in the coming weeks. So again, things are exciting happening at GAMA, and I appreciate you being a member and being part of the association, take the association forward. So thank you all, and talk to you next time. Goodbye.